Good morning. Today we'll speak about the present perfect. What's the present perfect tense and when can we use it? Before starting, we must say that the present perfect is a bridge between the past and the present, a connection between the past and the present. Read this example. I've broken my leg. Now my leg is broken. Now, watch the difference between the present perfect and the simple past. In the first picture, the boy has a broken leg. Probably he broke his leg some point in the past. And now his leg is still broken. Now focus on the second picture. The boy says, I broke my leg. But now his leg is fine. So basically the difference in these two pictures is that both boys broke their leg, but the first boy, the boy on the left, has his leg still broken now, while the second boy broke his leg 2 months ago, a year ago, 4 weeks ago, but now it's fine. So there is no connection between the past and the present in the second picture. In fact, we say that the past simple is used for actions started and ended and finished in the past. Look at this example with the present perfect. She has hurt her arm. So probably she hurt her arm some point in the past. But that event is not finished yet. She still has her arm hurting. So we can definitely use the present perfect. One more example for you. This is a very famous couple. They got married 20 years ago, and today they are still married. So this action, this marriage, started in the past, but they are still married now. So this marriage is still on. We can use the present perfect here. They have been married for 20 years. We can sum up saying that we use the present perfect when we talk about something that started in the past and is still true now. Look at this word in red. They have been married for 20 years. We will talk about this little word later in this lesson. So, the first meaning of the present perfect is to talk about something that started in the past and is still true now. And the second main point of this tense is using it for actions which have recently finished and whose results are visible in the present. Look at Tweety in the picture. She's in front of a picture of a painting, and we can assume that she has just painted a picture, since she has got the brush, the painting brush, in her hand or wing. Watch this other example. He has passed the exams. Look at him. He's happy. So probably he passed his exam in a moment before now. But now we can see the result, the consequence of that action of passing the exam. And finally, another example for you. A lovely lady with flowers in her hands. So the result of her previous action is actually holding the flower in her hands. So we can use the present perfect here, and we can say she has picked a lot of flowers. She has got some flowers in her hands. That's the result. How do we form the present perfect? Well, you probably have seen that it is made of two verbs, the auxiliary have and past participle. So subject, auxiliary have or has for the third persons, and been, the past participle. What about the negative form? We use the subject and we use the auxiliary negative form haven't or hasn't, and past participle again. And the question, we do the inversion, we put have, the subject, and the past participle. I give you a hint. There are some words which clearly suggest that we can use the present perfect tense in a sentence. These keywords are just, already, not yet, so in negative sentences, yet in questions, recently, since, for, and the question word, how long. All these words suggest we can use the present perfect. You don't know the meaning of some of these words? Well, you may find help in a dictionary. Use your dictionary to find the meaning of the words that you don't know. A little practice before going on. The verb you must use is see that film before. Please use the verb into brackets, into parentheses, to form the present perfect. The example given is I have seen that film before. Subject, auxiliary have, and past participle. Now it's up to you. This is the next sentence. Make the present perfect of the verb read. Pause the video and write the sentence down. We have read 3 English books in class. Present perfect formed using auxiliary have and the past participle. Read, read, read. The third form. The third column of the irregular verbs. One more example for you. My mother, the verb you have to use is be, to London twice this year. Pause the video and make the present perfect of the verb be. Watch out. My mother is a third person. Pause the video. My mother has been to London twice this year. John, borrow is the verb you must use. 4 CDs from me. Pause the video and write it down. John has borrowed 4 CDs from me. Well done. But you still need more practice. The next sentence is the children eat is the verb you must use. Breakfast. Pause the video. The children have eaten breakfast. You drink all the coffee. Pause the video. You have drunk all the coffee. One more. Be quiet. The film start is the verb you must use. Pause the video. Be quiet. The film has started. And the last one in the affirmative form. My parents have this house since 1950. Pause the video. My parents have had this house since 1950. A few slides ago, I showed you the word for. In the example, they have been married for 20 years. So now we are going to focus on these 2 keywords, since and for, which are commonly used with the present perfect tense. When we use since, we want to talk about a specific point in the past when the action started. And when we use for, we want to talk about the duration, the length of time of an action. Look at the 2 examples. They have been married since 2000. 2000 is the exact point in the past where the action started. In the second example, they have been married for 20 years. We don't know exactly when the action started, but we know for sure the duration. It lasted 20 years. I'll show you one more example. They have been friends for 20 years. So they met each other 20 years ago and they're still friends. 20 years ago, they were babies, they were children, and they met. And today, they are still friends. grown-ups and friends. I hope you understood the difference between since and for. So let's have some practice. Here are some phrases that you must complete using since and for. Usually we use since if the phrase answers the question when. We use for when the phrase answers the question how long, for how long. Pause the video. It's time for your keys. Since January, for 10 years. Since Monday, since 12, since noon. Since I got up, for 5 minutes. Since a long time ago, for 4 days. Since 6 o'clock, since Wednesday, for a month. Since 2 days ago, since November the 1st, since 2004, for an hour, since I was young. And now, let's put it all together. Here's more practice for you. Make sentences using since or for. Tom, be teacher, 10 years. So make the present perfect of the verb be and choose between since and for. Pause the video. Tom has been a teacher for 10 years. Next prompt for you. Alice have her dog last month. Remember, Alice is a third person. Now pause the video. Alice has had a dog since last month. The last prompt for you. Jennifer not swim last summer. Please pause the video and pay attention because this is a negative sentence. Pause the video. Jennifer hasn't swum since last summer. That's all for today. Bye-bye.